Whole world been watching and waiting for our return.
Well, the wait is over. We're about to give people what they want and what they need, so you better get ready. Ready? It's the Soul of the City Gospel Radio Show inside this blessed Monday afternoon, and we are back live and in color. Happy Monday, Dennis Walton. Good afternoon.
Hey, so Soraya, I'm sitting over here trying to adjust my camera phone, but happy afternoon to you as well. How do I look over there on your screen?
You look
Okay?
marvelous.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Everything
welcome.
is well. Happy Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Soul of the City.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Milwaukee.
Yes.
The world.
And the
beyond.
world. Yes.
Today's a good day. It's
Yes,
a good
it
day
is.
to have a good day, a beautiful day, to have a better day.
Yes, it is.
All that good stuff.
Yes,
So I'm fired up
always.
and ready to go.
For sure. 5 minutes after the hour of 12 o'clock p.m. inside this blessed Monday afternoon, and cloudy and mild today with highs in the upper 30s, and we are headed into a winter advisory for southeastern Wisconsin.
Yeah. Well, we should have known that.
We should have known that, y'all.
When it was 50 degrees
Yes.
on Saturday.
Yesterday.
Was that yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
exactly. When it was 50 degrees on yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, that should have been like a warning.
Come on, y'all. Yeah.
It's on the way.
And then that squall they said that we had on Saturday.
Squall.
They said it was some type of squall that came over Wisconsin on Saturday. They said that came Saturday night to where that you could not hardly see outside on Saturday, where the snow was so bad. It
Really?
just came down on Saturday night. Yeah.
I didn't see all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, no, it did.
The visibility was very bad on Saturday.
What?
Yeah.
Actually, that did happen because I went in the house.
Yeah.
I went in the house, and then everything was cool. The weather was good, and there was no snow.
Okay.
And that had to be, I don't know, whatever time it was. It was before 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So I think I may have come in the house at about 7:30 or something like that. And then I look back out the window. I'm like, wow, snow just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I did experience.
And then if you received an alert on your phone, everyone received an alert on their phones, and it was a squall. I think it was SQUALL, a squall.
Okay, yeah, that definitely spells squall.
Yeah, squall. So that's what it was called. That
but I didn't know it was a weather term called squall.
Yeah, that was a new term. So that's what it was on Saturday night. The visibility was very bad, and I believe it was a lot of fatalities that occurred on Saturday night.
Fatalities?
A lot of fatalities that occurred on Saturday night.
What kind of fatalities?
A lot of accidents had occurred.
So car accident fatalities?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Okay. I know I did see a number of different pileups.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, a number of different pileups that were occurring, but I didn't know that there were a lot of fatalities.
Yes, a lot of car fatalities. So nevertheless, there is a winter weather advisory that is beginning tonight, 5:00 until tomorrow.
Jesus.
Yes. So
because I know I was watching the news and they said that there was a winter advisory for the South and for the East Coast. Yeah. So I was calling my children because they're in the South.
Yes.
They're in Arkansas at the University of Pine Bluff.
Yes.
And I was just checking on them. I was like, "Hey, how's the weather down there?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "Well, it was 70, but it just dropped to like 30."
Right.
So I was like, "Okay."
Let me tell you, y'all. We've been blessed.
We have been mighty.
Let me tell you. Apparently, it must be a bubble they said over Milwaukee.
Really?
There's a blessing over Milwaukee because there's a blessing over Milwaukee because
Sister Sarai, you better say it.
I'm just trying to tell you.
I'm claiming that blessing.
I'm just telling you because we've got no snow, like a blizzard. It's like twice now. It's like I watch the news, and every time I watch the news, it's like, okay, the lake effect is like we've got no snow. Every time I watched it, it's hit Chicago like twice. Like, yes.
Right.
No shade on Chicago. Like, I really didn't feel like shoveling no snow, y'all. I was just not in the mood for shoveling no snow. Not right now, no way. But we have been truly blessed. I have no complaints.
So I ain't gonna lie, I did the lazy
No
thing.
complaints right now.
So when it snowed yesterday, or when it snowed on Saturday, but I knew it was gonna be 60 degrees on Sunday.
What you do?
I didn't shovel.
I'm like not in the mood right now.
I was like, it's gray melt right away, so I didn't get out there.
Yeah.
But
nevertheless,
but because we have this winter advisory, and again, to your point, we have been very, very blessed.
Yeah.
That we have not had just this, a big snowfall.
Right.
As of yet, the weather's been kind of cold, but we can make it through the cold.
Absolutely.
But when the snow is like 7, 8, 9, 10 inches, 2
yeah,
feet, 3 feet, nah.
For sure.
I don't got time for all of that.
I don't either.
But no. I do not. I'm not going to be so optimistic that I don't believe it won't happen.
I know. We are not out of the woods, though.
I pray to God that we don't get those big snows. Like you said, the winter has been very, very mild.
Yeah.
We have not had too much to deal with. I'm cool with this. And we almost out of February. We doing great.
We are doing great.
So
we are doing great.
Even if we do get one big one,
we may get one big one.
Springtime is right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
So I'm good.
But them old folks used to say, it did snow in June way before we were born. I don't know about that. My mom, they used to say, it snowed in June way before you were born, baby. Yeah, I know, but please don't wish it upon.
That was before my time.
Way before our time.
Yeah, that was biblical time.
Way before our time.
That was the biblical time.
Yeah.
I ain't claiming that.
Yeah. So
let's get into the news.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
all right.
I see here in the news my brother Tierman Spencer.
Yes, he's in the news.
And our what is he? Oh, city attorney. Good friend of mine. I really wish he would have made it into the mayor's run.
Yes.
But he, for whatever reason he didn't make it over into that circle. But Brother Tierman is in the paper today. The city attorney is speaking about Milwaukee's alderman's comments about a housing facility in his district could cost taxpayers $1.4 million.
Yes, what's that about?
That's what I'm looking at, because I hadn't heard anything about this on the heads up. It says a Milwaukee alderman's comments about a housing facility in his district could cost taxpayers $1.4 million. Alderman Bob Bauman's comments and more are now under fire by the city attorney, Tim Spencer. Alderman Bauman criticized a housing facility back in 2007. A jury recently decided those comments against Tricorp boozing and the West Samaria residents were untrue. The verdict came after a week and a half long trial. Bauman was a defendant in the case, but taxpayers will likely be left paying the $1.4 million settlement. On Monday, February 21st, Spearman blasted the alderman. I want to make it very clear because I'm putting the other council people on notice. If they continue and try to usurp the process, sweep it under the rug, it will most definitely be viewed as them being complicit in that same activity, Spencer said. There are significant First Amendment issues involved here that are of statewide concern involving elected officials across the country, across the state, Bauman said. So yes, I say I'm confident in the end that the jury verdict will not stand. Fox 6 News has stacks of documents from the city's attorney's office, and Alderman Bauman will be going through those documents and share more information later. So this is a developing story. Obviously, the city attorney is at some type of odds with the alderman here about comments that he made addressing a housing development that's going up in his area. And there's some type of litigation between that alderman in court right now. And for whatever reason, the city attorney is putting all of the alders on notice and letting them know that if they cross certain lines, he's very attentive to that right now for what I'm getting out of this story. But again, this is a developing story, so we'll keep our eyes on it to see what's coming up. But if he's stepping up and poking his head out and making public comments, there's some, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Wow.
So we're going to see where the fire is at eventually with this story.
Absolutely. We'll definitely keep you all posted on that story. Yeah, definitely. All right. Definitely. All right, Dennis, did you hear about the MLK, the Martin Luther King Center?
Oh my God, I saw that.
Was that it?
Did you see the video of that? I wish you had that video. You could pull it up.
You know what?
Man.
And I do have that video.
Can you pull that up?
I'm going to try to pull that up.
Oh my God. Yeah, I saw that.
That video.
Can I be honest? It literally broke my heart.
It did. It broke my heart as well, too.
Broke my heart.
And did you see Miss D?
Yes. I just saw Miss D. I think we were in like Lowe's or Home Depot. It was like we were in like Lowe's or
absolutely amazing.
But I just saw Miss D. We stopped and had a really good conversation, and this was right before King Day, and we talked about her, and she was saying how hard she had been working to keep the center open. That they were open back to 4 hours.
What?
And she was also stating, we were just having a really good you know how me and Miss D are.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'll be to see you soon. I gotta get down there. I know we've been dealing with all the COVID stuff.
Right.
But she was like, yeah, you know how Miss D is. Yeah, baby, make sure you come on down.
Yeah.
And you see me. But when I saw that video, I was like,
so was this a guy that came off the street? Was he a member of the King Center? Well, obviously, it was a mental health issue, I'm sure, right?
Well, first of all, I mean, the King Center is open to the community.
Right.
So he was a member of the community.
He was a member, right?
And when I looked at how he was dressed, it looked like he didn't just come out of the weight room or had been playing basketball.
Okay.
But whatever happened, that man went to an extreme that I just felt bad for watching him vandalize the building like that. And then when you see somebody in such a rage like that, everybody's helpless, but he just,
he lost his mind.
And I can't really, whereas I want to be very, very upset with the young man.
Yeah.
At this point, you don't know, for him to do that, you know, Miss D, she didn't take an approach of anger. She said,
yeah, she handled it in a very professional way.
She said,
yeah.
hey, whatever's going on with this young man, I just hope
he gets some help.
Obviously, a mental health breakdown and crisis that he had. Yeah. And I just hope that he receives help. But to just see the level of vandalism and just, I'm just thankful. I'm thankful that no one got hurt. No individual got hurt in this process. But yeah, that broke my heart. Because, you know, anybody who knows anything about me, the King Center is my home. And it's one of them homes where I can be gone as long as I want to. But whenever I come back through the door, they let me in.
I mean, he vandalized it to the extreme.
Yeah, that was not cool.
Like literally.
Cool, but it's just, it's bigger than that incident, though. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's a trend of behavior that we're seeing happening more and more in our community, where people are just having these mental breakdowns. Yeah. And when they do snap in that capacity, everybody's at risk. Yeah, right. Definitely. You know, everyone's at risk. And that's a big problem. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to put people in danger. Like that. All right.
Tawana said he was a member of the King Center who had a mental health breakdown. So,
yeah, it was absolutely nothing cool.
Yeah.
About that,
well, on a positive note, they did have they was hosting a food drive at the same time. So.
Oh, and it was a food drive going. I thought they were saying it was coming up.
They were hosting a food drive.
When he did that, I thought they said it was the food drive was coming up.
They were still hosting. It says right here the community center is still hosting a food drive on Saturday, which was this past Saturday.
Yeah, right, yeah. Right. So it didn't happen while he was doing
that. No. It was this past Saturday. Right. Yeah, for right. Sure. Yeah.
My camera just went black.
What happened?
I don't know, man. You know, we have some technical difficulties.
Okay, so there we go.
Oh, there I go. Okay. We're gonna see here. How we doing? Okay, I'm back. There we go. I'm back.
All right.
I'm using my phone today, so that's a little bit of difficulty here.
All right. Nevertheless, so hope all is well over there at the King Center.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's messed up though.
It was. But again, as you stated, Miss D had a very positive outlook on the circumstance. So I'm gonna take a positive outlook. I just hope the young man gets some help. You know, and I'm glad that the police were able to. I'm actually glad that the police were able to, you know, just apprehend him, because that situation could have been way worse. So, Raya, can we go to a break to address our technical difficulties, please?
We'll go to a break. All right. We're gonna come right back right after this. We're gonna see what's going on with Dennis's with Salt City Gospel Radio Show with Dennis Jacked Up.
Yeah. Sometimes we have a technical
iPhone.
Even though I like my iPhone, looks a lot better than my computer.
Yes, it does.
Just that when people call, it's over. It's just like all kind of stuff happens.
We gotta put your phone on Do Not Disturb.
But even when I do that, for some reason, I don't know how to do it the right way.
All right, who do we have on the line here? Who that
Hey,
be?
everybody.
Oh, shucky ducky.
Hey, Tawana. Let's take it. Let's see. Can we hear her?
Can
Hey,
you hear me
Tawana.
now? Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
I am good. Just doing, real things. I'm a real person.
Is it? Hey, Tawana. Let's take it. Let's see. Can we hear her? Hey, Tawana.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you guys today?
I'm good. Can you hear us?
I can hear you loud and clear.
You can hear us loud and clear?
Yes, ma'am. Hey, Brother Dennis.
Brother, a whole lot of echo.
You can hear us loud and clear?
Yes.
What's been going on?
I've been trying to be nosy in you and Dennis' business. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now we can hear.
Oh yeah, I see Dennis looking like, what she mean?
Huh?
Well, let me tell you. First of all, I thank you for the opportunity. Y'all see how I'm looking? I'm out and about doing what I do best, making it do what it do. I'm working on my health still. I am grateful, and I thank all of those of you that are praying with me and for me while I'm wearing the hat of taking care of my brother. I am my brother's keeper. So that is what I've been doing lately. I am grateful also to you guys for helping me with my health and wellness products, because you know what? That little thing out here, that little bug, is still moving strong. Okay. And a lot of us are really not taking care of our health. And all I ask for you to do is to build up your immune system. You see, a lot of people have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, their A1C numbers are way up, and they don't know what to do. You get more money than ever. A lot of y'all getting money in your household and you still complaining, but you're not doing nothing about your health and your wealth. When I say wealth, I'm talking about your wellness, not wealth and money, because I promise you, you cannot pay for life. You cannot. All the money in the world cannot pay for life. You still, whatever you need, if it's an organ, you got to be on a waiting list. I promise you. I promise you that. So on today, I just want to encourage many of you to make it do what it do. I mean, for real, for real. Work on you. Stop waiting to do things. Dennis, let me talk to you. What you waiting on?
You ask me what I'm waiting on?
What you waiting on?
Hey, I ain't waiting on nothing. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up and ready to go.
Okay. Now I'm ready to be real nosy in your business. Okay. And I hope you don't take this rude, but you and Sister Soraya been friends for many, many years. I'm done with the health and wellness. Now I'm being nosy. Y'all been friends a long time. A long time.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a relationship. I'm waiting for me and Soraya has become one. I don't want to hear, I'm waiting on her. Soraya, yeah, put your face all up in there and put it up in there, because I don't want to hear you say, well, I'm waiting for Dennis to change. Boo, you've been waiting. You've been waiting for so long. You've been loving this man as a friend for so long. Yeah, yeah. Real people, come on here now. Real results. Yes.
Yeah, keep us in prayer.
Now, I've been praying. How many more years? Let me tell you. Yeah, laugh. I don't want it to come to the point where either one of you guys are down and low in sickness before you realize what you truly got with one another. Okay. I'm witnessing that now. For those that don't know, when I say I'm my brother's keeper, my brother is battling with cancer. And the doctor said there's nothing they can do. So every day I wake up and I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for the things that I've been through. I've been married twice. I am a licensed ordained minister. I have no shame in putting my business out there because whatever God has for me is for me. And evidently for that to break up, I'ma say it wasn't for me, but I tried it. I need you and Soraya, stop playing games. You already friends. She can't find another man to be her friend like you have, Dennis. Okay, if she not woman enough to tell you, I'm gonna tell you, Songbird gonna sing it to you. Okay, and you, all this teach tax, you know, man. Yeah. When I get off, yeah. Because the people, if
you
they
came
ain't
in here lighting a fire, you lighting a fire this afternoon,
you know what?
Fuel on the fire.
That's it. And I need you. Let me tell you, you love her for who she is. I need you to go on and put some more action to it. And Soraya, stop holding your guards up, boo. You are a child of the king. You are his daughter, but you ain't him. Hello. Hey. Hello.
Hey. Put a ring on
it. Dennis, put your actions where your mouth just spoke up and out.
Woo. Yeah.
Woo.
Man, you know how to get it fired up in here, that's for sure.
You know what? It's been a long time. It's been a long time coming. A change. 2022.
Okay.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Soraya,
I'm gonna need
you all right?
My ASO products keep my blood pressure good.
Yeah. We ain't on the products. We already did the intro to the products. The people know I've been 6 years strong. If it hadn't been for Dr. Carter, I never would have joined the business. I got to give props. I can't give props to the company because I didn't know what the ingredients all entailed and what the ingredients were good for. Had it not been for Dr. Carter to break down what the ingredients really was, for and how they would help the body, I never would have joined the company. So this is my 7th year. A lot of people trying to lose weight. It's not just for weight, it's for wellness. A lot of us need to become healthy in order to stay happy. A lot of us, we say we can't make the changes. Well, then add something to your life to help you with a change. Am I talking to anybody? I know I'm talking to somebody. Hello, somebody.
Amen.
But I just wanted to come and just say hi to both of you guys. I'm still being nosy in your business. Brother Dennis, I don't know when you gonna do what you do, but let me tell you, brothers still go down on one knee. Hello. And I ain't talking about support. I'm not talking about prayer right now. Prayer done still got you together like this. But it's time. It's time. Time is winding up, bro. It's time to go to the next phase. Okay. All these dinners and to get glory to his name.
Hey.
That's it right there.
I'm gonna salute you on that. And I'm gonna take heed to all of your words, all of your wise words of wisdom.
My last words to you and her. I pray this will be the year. Now I didn't let me bag up. I didn't say the year of marriage, but I said the year of you bow down on one knee, bro.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
yeah.
You started the fire where smoke there's fire.
Yeah. I'm throwing lighter fluid. Yes, sir. So, Sister Soraya, I love you. Do not call me after this. Do not call me after this because I know you're gonna probably take my head off prayerfully. Like you didn't have to go there, but I went there. I truly went there. I truly went there because so many people love you guys and they love you from a distance. but I'm going to love right up on you for real, real.
We love you.
So, Brother Dennis, I don't want you to keep playing with it and let a good thing pass you by. And Sister Soraya, I'm tired of you playing like you Jesus, and I don't want you to let a good thing pass you by. So with that being said, I thank y'all so much for having me on the show of the city. Because truly on today, I believe I spoke from my soul.
Yes, ma'am. Safe
okay,
travels.
We'll see you later.
We love you too.
Bye-bye.
Woo! Them church folks always start some mess. God, dog. She went crazy.
She is a mess.
Woo!
All right. That was from the one and only Sister Tawana.
Okay. Can you cut me up, Soraya?
The songbird. Oh, yeah. All right.
Whoa. It was a serious echo, though. Was that?
Yeah.
What was that echo? Was that us or was that her?
I think that was her. Hey, Mr. Green.
Hey, ask Mr. Green, is our sound good?
Hey, Mr. Green, how's the sound? Can you hear us, Mr. Green? Oh, he got. He said, okay, we need a break. We sure do. Yeah. He said, y'all, okay, we need a break. Yeah, that was the love connection. He said we good. He said we good.
He said our sound good.
He said
our
we
sound
good.
But did y'all hear all that echo and stuff?
Is y'all hear a lot of echo? No, he said we sound. Oh no, Tawana said we sound good.
Okay, good.
That was a love connection type. No, y'all, but okay.
Lord have mercy.
No echo.
Good.
Whoo.
Lord have mercy, man. Hey, Sister Tawana, we love you.
Oh yeah, at first when she came on,
it was echoing.
Yeah, it was echoing. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much for those encouraging words.
Let me unbutton this.
Sister Tawana Carrington. Thank you so much for that.
Got me hot and bothered. Got me all hot and bothered. Woo, okay.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Jeez.
Yeah, she got you. She
down on one knee.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh Jesus.
And more news in the latest news today.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Church folks, boy, I tell you.
Don't do us church folks. Oh, jeez.
So, we need some
all right.
news.
So, speaking of the news, all right, speaking of All-Stars, who won All-Stars yesterday?
Who what?
Who won basketball? Was it Western or Eastern? Who won yesterday?
I didn't even know. I don't even know. It's unfortunate. I didn't even watch the All-Star game.
Okay.
I watched the slam dunk contest and the 3-point contest though.
Okay.
But I didn't watch the All-Star game.
Okay, I think the Western won yesterday. I didn't. LeBron, Team LeBron won yesterday.
West won.
Yeah, West won. Okay.
Really? Well, yes. You know what? It's crazy because it ain't East and West no more.
That's right.
It's team, it was team.
Yes,
LeBron, team Durant. Because Giannis and LeBron was on the same team.
That's right, and his brothers as well too.
Yeah, they did a horrible job in the skills contest. I watched it.
Yes, I heard about that. Oh God.
It was bad. It was
now I hear that LeBron is planning to retire in a couple of years. That's what I'm hearing.
What my prediction is with LeBron James?
I'm hearing that his son is he's trying to get his son to come on board.
Well, his son is definitely on the path to get into the NBA.
But
I believe that LeBron is not going to retire until his son gets into the NBA.
Right. Well, that's going to take a couple of years. Yeah. So he said he's planning to. They saying that he might be going back to Cleveland though.
Look, I predicted it. I've been predicting.
He might be going back to Cleveland.
He is going back to Cleveland.
All right. How many you think he's going back to Cleveland? Yeah. I'm not betting. No, I'm not betting.
I bet.
I'm not betting.
I predicted it already. Once Cleveland started doing good,
Mr. Green, what you think?
He going back to Cleveland. I already been put it out there. I saw the writing on the wall.
So right on the wall. All right.
When I saw Cleveland doing Cleveland is almost like number 1 and number 2.
Yeah.
They're like in the top 3 in the East right now.
All right.
And LeBron being the opportunist that he is.
Okay.
He is not going to allow Cleveland to be like at the top of the East and he's at the bottom in the West.
All right.
And being the opportunist that he is, he's not gonna go back and and go back to the East to take advantage of that.
And there you have
so
it.
I could easily see LeBron going back to the East and retiring in Cleveland.
He will retire in Cleveland to me.
I would do it.
All right, Mr. Greens.
What he say?
Thumbs up. He will retire in Cleveland to me. There you go.
It's the perfect story.
Okay.
Cleveland is at the top right now.
There you go.
As far as their performance.
All right.
He don't need the money. He could go there for the minimum salary. He can go there for the maximum salary, but he can make whatever adjustments that he needs to go there to where they can keep all of their same players that's helping them perform. And LeBron don't need the money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it would be the smart thing to do.
Okay.
To make his story just like epic. If he goes back to Cleveland and he actually wins another championship in Cleveland and then he retires, hands down, he's gonna be looked at as the greatest player in the entire world.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
All right.
There won't be no more debate between the Michael Jordan, who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron. They're automatically gonna give it to LeBron if he goes back to Cleveland and wins another championship.
Yeah.
Hands down. The Michael Jordan talk is gonna be subsided. Everybody gonna be like, LeBron is the greatest player.
Mr. Green said, "Hey, he hit the buzzer shot in Cleveland yesterday to win the All-Star game."
Did he?
I missed it.
I'm gonna go back and watch it though. I'm gonna watch the replays.
All right, cool.
But I missed it. What was the score like? 250 to 189 or 200? Because they don't hold no. I say that because they don't hold defense in the All-Star game. They just let everybody slam dunk and go crazy.
Oh wow. All right, we got to check the score out. All right. All right. In other news, congratulating Milwaukee police recruit over 26 officers over the weekend.
Yeah, they said they need like 300 officers.
They need a whole lot more officers. Oh, the score was 163 to 160.
Yes, that's a high score.
That's a very high score.
163.
Very high score.
That means that they held no defense.
None at all. None whatsoever.
160.
Whoa.
160.
That was a whole lot of overtimes.
That's all
whole lot of overtime.
That's all offense and absolutely.
They was like all over the place yesterday. Like, right. Yeah.
So, I mean, but again, it's cool because you don't want to see guys working too hard. You don't want to see nobody get injured.
Yeah, right.
The All-Star game is really just like a showcase of the greatest talent.
Absolutely.
So it's all offense.
I agree.
Until like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. All right. As I mentioned, over 26 officers joined the force over the weekend.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and they're looking for more officers.
Yeah, I think they said they're trying to fill like close to 300 or over 200.
Yeah, they're running short.
Vacancies, and they said that there's a number of different officers who are going to be retiring. It's just
they
have a real issue with police, with a shortage of law enforcement.
Yes.
Then they had all this defund the police stuff that was going on, so a lot of police officers have been retired, and that's why you see police response times, and you don't see a heavy presence work for police.
Yes.
But let's talk about that a little bit. Right? So, okay, when the George Floyd situation occurred, right, you saw the whole world just go into attack mode about the police. And they're like, we hate the police. Let's get rid of the police. Let's defund the police. We don't need police anymore. We need to police ourselves. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay, so over the last 2 years, you saw significant police departments across the nation lose funding. And you've also seen just a whole different attitude towards police and community relations. And because so many police were being brought up on charges, which I think rightfully so, it was overdue. But a lot of the scrutiny was going way over beyond where they were like, we just don't need police anymore. A lot of police started to retire because of the pressure that they were under. And again, there was this significant call to just defund police departments all across the nation. So over the last 2 years, with all of that issue between police and community relations, you've seen with the decrease of police officers on the force, the defunding of police departments all across the nation, you've seen an uptick in crime all across the nation like no other.
No other, yes.
So that argument about defunding the police or just getting rid of the police, again, that's something that I think was a little premature.
Yes.
When you look at the fact that the significant decrease and the deterioration the further deterioration of relationship between police and community, you see a significant trend of crime increase all throughout the nation.
And now you need police now.
And now here you go back now saying we got to get more police officers on the street.
All right.
So you can't just. My point is that when you have horrible situations like the George Floyd situation that occurred, hands down, that man was out of order for what he did to George Floyd.
Yeah.
And all of the police brutality issues that we've seen happen since the beginning of time, it was long overdue for those things to be addressed. But you cannot just have emotional responses to circumstances that affect the lives of people. And I think a lot of the whole Black Lives Matter, not the term, when you say Black Lives Matter, we all understand in the words of Black Lives Matter, yes, we all definitely agree that Black Lives Matter. But the organization, Black Lives Matter, was some trash all the way through. And I think that they came in to manipulate and undermine communities by playing on the significance and the emotion of Black people. When it came to police and community relations, they used that, they exploited that, they brought forth all these different things that only promoted them as an organization, but it hasn't done nothing for improving the condition of communities when they're sitting on $1 billion, over $1 billion that they raised. And the things that they're doing, we can go through that at a later time, but the organization is a trash organization. I have I'm not in favor of the organization.
Yeah.
But when it comes to us talking about Black Lives, I think it was very sinister how they manipulated and exploited the issue of Black people, came up with a term as powerful as Black Lives Matter, and then used that as a shield to steal money and hoard money and put themselves in a higher position where communities all across the nation are still failing. And now here we are dealing with the backlash of all of that. So now here we are, the community is begging for police officers again. The community is overridden by crime. And a lot of that trended up once the whole Black Lives Matter organization came into play. Our communities have not improved from that organization.
Yeah, that's right.
Coming into our community and exploiting Black issues. The only thing that's improved is that they got filthy rich off of exploiting Black people. That's the only thing. And then they broke down a lot of the values and just the issues that we were already challenged with. They made them worse.
Yeah.
It only made them worse. So now here we are with our community being victimized at a rate that's out of control. There is no real protection in place because we don't have the infrastructure to police ourselves. And now we're talking about we got to fill over close to 300 vacancies in the police force right now. So with that being said, it's not about just putting police officers back into, you got to look at where's the opportunity in this, right? Where's out of the negative things that I just stated and the negative things that have happened, where's the opportunity? One is we learned that we don't have the infrastructure in our communities to police ourselves right now. We don't have the fortitude as citizens to do that. Now that's something that could potentially we can continue to discuss and work on, but we don't have that type of infrastructure right now. But the safety of our citizens is something that's critical. So you're going to have police departments. There's no erasing that or getting rid of that. The police department is an institution within our community, and now we have the opportunity to change the institutional ways, which was a lot of institutional racism that existed within police departments all across the nation. So in that light, I can say Black Lives Matter, the whole movement has helped us to address that, okay? When I said that there was nothing that they did was positive, I take that back. There are some good things that have come out of it.
Yeah.
And again, there's a higher level of awareness on the institutional racism that is within departments all across the country.
Yeah, because I was going to ask that. What good has come out of Black Lives Matter?
I did just prematurely say that there was nothing good that came out of it, and I take that back.
Yeah, that was my question.
You can always turn negative into positive.
Right. Okay.
my thing with Black Lives Matter is that they did do a lot of undermining, exploiting, and manipulating of our community to promote themselves, and they have left no real infrastructure in our communities to move beyond the things that we were already challenged with. But when we look at that, the level of awareness that has been raised around police issues in our community and community and police issues is significant now. So now when you have all these voids in the police department, the opportunity now is to reorganize and rethink policing in a way to where we have people in place who are in tune to the spirit of community, and they're not just moving with this neo-Nazi police mentality where you just come in and you just, you don't see the value of human beings or human life, and you just start shooting, or you just start arresting, or you just start brutalizing people.
Yeah.
Police officers can't do that as freely as they did at one time. So we do have to, acknowledge that. And now as you're retraining police officers with all of these vacancies, now is the time to focus on putting more people of color into these seats, into these police departments, and so that you can change the culture and change the mindset of policing by making sure that who you are recruiting as police officers, you do a better job of. The diversity in recruitment, you can do a better job of that. But if you just recruit for the vacancies and you recruit in the same manner in which you have that led to the previous policing style that we had, then you're not taking advantage of the opportunity to change the narrative moving forward.
Tawana just said, don't you think their ultimate goal was to raise awareness?
No, I think awareness came out of it, but I think that their ultimate goals were to, if you look at the mission, if you look at the original mission statement of the organization, it tells you what their goal was. Their goal was to break down the nuclear family. Their goal was to go against everything that occurred as it pertained to traditional family values. Their goal was to institute a new way of thinking based upon, the LGBTQ movement, the transgender movement, because the people who started Black Lives Matter
was the
transgender,
right?
Transgender, LGBT, the whole, core of the organization was that. So they really wanted to exploit the issues of the Black community to institute transgender thought and transgender ways and LGBTQ goals.
But that wasn't just their main focus. That was just to cover.
They made it seem like the things that were going on in the lives of Black people was their main focus.
Okay.
But their main focus was to issue in and institute the LGBTQ mission and purpose of getting that instituted within our schools and more instituted within our society. They wanted to raise more awareness. Under the underlining message was to promote the LGBTQ.
Oh, so their motives was just all wrong then, pretty much. I mean,
well, I think that they did an excellent job of using a popular issue, a significant issue that affects the lives of Black people, to advance an agenda. Now, again, what came out of it? Awareness came. There is a heightened level of awareness.
Yeah.
But what was the trade-off, right? So now, when you look into our high schools and look at our schools right now, again, I'm not gonna go too far into that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go far enough to say that if you start to do your own, study and your own research on what these institutions have done, they always exploit Black people to advance their own agendas. They always exploit the issues of Black people to exploit to advance their own agendas, and that's exactly what they did. And but we have to take what we can that's good out of it, but don't not acknowledge that we have been exploited and we have been used, and the resources that they have extracted from exploiting us, they're going to advance their agendas. It's not going to improve communities, because if you look at the condition of communities right now, we're not in a better place. We're not in a better place. When you look at the murder rate, it's almost triple in Milwaukee right now. And not only in Milwaukee, but all across the country. So what did Black Lives Matter really accomplish if now that we're post the Black, we're 2, 3, 4, 5 years into, 3 years, 4 years into the Black Lives Matter movement, and you look at the condition of Black communities all across the nation, okay, what significance did Black Lives Matter have when you look at the fact that we went further back and we had to move forward after they've come in and extracted all the resources, and then they're billionaires buying mansions in other countries, and they're furthering their agendas, which is LGBTQ, socialism, all these different things that they want to reintroduce into our community and use us as an experiment to get it done. And then we kind of like so conditioned to just respond to whatever's put in our face. We just have to be aware that these organizations have bigger agendas than the advancement of Black people. And I can say that factually because when you look at the condition of Black communities everywhere that they've been, and not solely them, but the Black community is not moving forward. When you look at how many people, let's just keep it in Milwaukee. Now, I can go to cities all across the nation, but do you think that the Black community as a whole is moving forward in Milwaukee?
No.
Do you think that the Black community is in a better place today in Milwaukee? Now, my individual self, my circumstance is not as bad as other people. Your circumstance is not as bad as other people. But if you put yourself in the shoes of people who are suffering right now, nah, Milwaukee is in bad shape.
As a community,
yes, in bad shape.
For sure.
Too many murders, too many elders, too many children, too many circumstances where we're being victimized or where we're victimizing each other. For us to say, to be real about some Black Lives Matter. If Black Lives Matter don't matter to Black people, then Black lives don't matter. Period. So you can say it sounds good. Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. I love the slogan. Yeah, Black Lives Matter. But we always want to go with the aesthetics. It sounds good, it look good, but is it really helping us to improve our community? If they got over $1 billion, what are they doing to go back into communities and reinforce infrastructure to make sure that we have initiatives that improve, the quality of life for Black people? The quality of life for Black people is deteriorating every single day, and the gap between rich and poor, that divide is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we're seeing a further divide in our community. So, I just think that we got to be honest about not letting people continue to exploit us, even though we might get a little something out of it.
For sure. All right, 53 minutes after the hour of 12 o'clock p.m. And just going back to the police, not sure if you heard about that ex-cop, Dennis, that was only charged, only sentenced 2 years. Only sentenced, only got sentenced for 2 years for killing.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Dante Wright.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen.
The Black man Dante Wright doing a traffic stop. It was a very tense and emotional trial on last Friday. After that sentence. The family, of course, was in an uproar after that sentence, and it was a lot. And I actually watched the trial, and it was very, very tense. And
so,
what do you say about that? It was very, very tense.
So let me ask you this, and maybe we can ask the audience, but how much time do you think she should have got? I mean, if you're looking at it from a perspective of, let's like give a summary of this situation. You saw the video of what happened, right?
I saw the video of what happened.
Right.
Okay.
So the young man totally resisted. He resisted in a traffic stop, and if you saw it, it was just crazy.
Okay.
Like the way that he just ran from the police while they were putting him in handcuffs, jumped in a car, struggled with the police, fought with the police. And then in the midst of everything that's happening, she just went for her taser, but ended up having her gun.
Right.
He pulls off, she shoots him. It was just chaos, total chaos in the situation, right?
Right.
He speeds off. He jumps in the car, and while he's trying to flee from the police, his baby is in the car. The mother of his child is in the car. So first off, the boy was wrong. He was wrong for what he did. Hands down. Right. He should not have resisted arrest in the manner in which he did, because when you have that type of interaction with the police, it's a high probability that you're gonna get shot.
Absolutely.
First of all, let's address that. If you interact with the police in the way that he did,
Mm-hmm.
it's a high probability that you're going to get shot and you may get killed.
That's right.
So he should have. It's unfortunate that he didn't have enough understanding of how to interact with the police, because that was just the way that he went about it. He endangered himself, and he endangered his child, and he endangered the mother of his child. And then he sped off and crashed into a tree and further endangered them. Okay, now that was the first part that was wrong. Now that wasn't the first part that was wrong. Let's go. That's probably the second part that was wrong, because in our reality, it's questionable that when she pulled him over, that it was an issue of racial profiling.
Mm-hmm.
So possibly she was racially profiling him when she pulled him over.
Mm-hmm.
And if she was racially profiling him and they didn't have a real justification to pull him over, then she was wrong for initiating the traffic stop.
Mm-hmm.
Once they made the traffic stop, he was wrong for reacting to the police the way that he did and endangering himself and his family in the way that he did.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the third thing. Once the situation became chaotic, she was not prepared to deal with the chaos. So through the chaos, she grabbed the wrong weapon.
Right.
When she claims she was trying to grab her taser, but she grabbed her gun,
mm-hmm.
and she ends up shooting the boy, and he dies because within the chaos and all the stuff, the fighting and the scrambling that was going on,
mm-hmm.
she wasn't aware of what weapon she was grabbing.
Right. So therefore, it was an accident.
It was an accident.
Right.
But again, it don't matter that it was an accident,
mm-hmm.
because if I accidentally shoot somebody, I'm going to jail.
Absolutely.
Right. So
mm-hmm.
even though it was an accident,
yep.
you was wrong. You created a circumstance and a situation that took somebody's life, and you supposedly being a professional.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to make that type of life-threatening mistake to where you pull out the wrong weapon when you're supposed to be tasing somebody and you end up shooting them.
Mm-hmm.
So that addresses the training of police officers and the preparedness of police officers
mm-hmm.
in the heat of the moment.
Right.
She was not able to determine or distinguish what weapon she was grabbing. That goes to her. That's specific to her training
mm-hmm.
and her lack of training, her lack of awareness, and her. I believe she accidentally shot him.
I do too.
But at the same time, that accident does not prevent you from
mm-hmm.
being held accountable for your actions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now, then when you look at after she shot him,
mm-hmm.
the way that she started screaming and hollering, and oh, I shot him, oh, I shot him, oh. Then she just get on her knees and start crying
mm-hmm.
and all this kind of stuff. That was unprofessional to me.
Mm-hmm.
That is not the way. That shows that you are an officer. She really was like, to me, she was like a soccer mom with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Someone who should not have even had a badge on, should not have been in the streets at all as a police officer. She was not qualified. What that showed to me is that she was not qualified to be a police officer. And when the circumstance got to a place where it got chaotic, she made a rookie mistake, and she ended up killing this young man in the midst of her not being properly prepared, not being trained, and being unprofessional.
Okay. And I believe she should have gotten sentenced. She should have been held accountable.
So now for this accident, here's a woman who's been on the police force with no previous write-ups or anything
mm-hmm.
that says she was a racist person. She's a person who doesn't have a criminal background.
Right.
She served as a police officer credibly
mm-hmm.
in their words for the term that she's been there. And now this is her first time ever being in trouble based upon this incident.
Okay.
And it was not, her intention in the court of law was not to kill him.
Okay.
It was clearly defined as an accident.
I guess my question is, have that been anyone else, whether it's a cop or anyone else, would have that applied to anyone else?
What her sentence?
No, that would have been a cop or just a regular citizen. If it was been an accident, you or anyone else, it would have been an accident. Would you have gotten 2 years or 20 years?
It depends. Like, so if I'm a person who doesn't have a criminal record,
right? Mm-hmm.
and I'm a person who is in an executive position in my job.
Right.
And as a black man, I'm cleaning my gun.
Yeah.
And I don't have no criminal record. I'm not a troublemaker. I work in my community. I'm a father. I help people. All these different things, right?
Right.
I just happen to be cleaning my gun.
Yeah.
And the gun goes off and shoots somebody in the head. I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
What I'm probably going to get, if it's clearly defined as an accident, it's going to be manslaughter because it was not intentional.
Yeah.
Or, and I'm probably going to get like 5 years, 3 to 5 years. That's what I would assume that an average person who would make a mistake like that and is identified as a mistake, and then you got people from all over the community that's writing letters on behalf of your character saying that you're really not a bad person, you don't do bad things. You got people who love you, people who revere you. All that's gonna play a part in your sentencing. And then you look back over what have I been doing throughout the course of my life? Am I a person who's been in trouble all the time, or am I a person who have been volunteering, donating? Working with community, church groups. She had all of those kind of things as far as her credentials, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, Tawana. I'm not looking at her comments. And she said, oh, and she was a training officer.
And she was, right.
Oh, she was a training officer. Okay. Oh, she was a training officer. Okay.
So I believe that, to your point, the woman definitely deserved to go to jail.
Yes.
I think in our reality, because of the way that the circumstance, she should have got between 3 to 5 years.
But you don't belong on the street if you don't belong on the street then if you're a training officer.
I just said that.
Right.
I just said that. You gotta look at all of the things that happened.
Yes.
She was a soccer mom with a pistol.
Yes, absolutely.
She was not prepared to be in police duty.
Oh my God.
So you gotta hold the police department accountable for that, because you got unprepared training officers on duty when situations like this occur. So you got to hold the police department accountable as well as hold her accountable. Right. So again, in all reality, the woman was going to get between 3 to 5 years based upon all of the circumstances that occurred.
I'm sorry.
She was not great getting no 10, 15, 20 years out of that situation.
I'm sorry.
Court. If you know law.
Pardon my ignorance, but is a taser and a gun are they kind of like the same weight, or is it?
I mean,
in terms of
gun is heavier than the taser.
Yeah. So how can you not know?
Look, I wish you had the video because you could see exactly what happened. It was chaotic.
Yeah.
And she just grabbed whatever she could grab. Her training did not kick in. She was afraid. She was fearful. She was panicking. She was unprofessional. Yeah. So she should have went to jail. She made a mistake. You can actually say, okay, yeah, you made a mistake. You might have grabbed the wrong weapon, but you're going to prison. But when you go to prison, you're gonna have a pre-sentence investigation. They're gonna look at your whole career, your whole life, what you do, what you've done, and that's what's gonna determine how much time you're gonna get.
Now, at first
she was not going to get people that wanted her to spend the rest of her life in prison. There's no way that was gonna happen.
At first, she was serving 10 years. She was facing 10 years.
Right.
What happened to the 10 years?
But again, that's the maximum that she was facing.
Right.
So the judge could give you anywhere from 0 to 10. The judge could have been like, "Well, we're just gonna give you probation, and we're gonna give you we're gonna put you on probation, or parole for 10 years. So you ain't gonna have to do no time, or we're just gonna give you 10 years probation, or we're gonna let you serve 1 year in prison, and then we're gonna give you 9 years parole." And that's basically what the judge did.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, she may have even given her the 10 years. I don't know what the exact sentence is, but I know they said it was 2 years. So she got 2 years for the crime, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So that means she ain't going to do no time really. She might go do 6 months. She gonna get intake, get processed in, and she's gonna be right back out.
It's to be split between prison and probation.
Right. So that means she's gonna do 6 months in and a year and a half on probation. So do I think that she should have got off that lightly? No, but she wasn't gonna get too much more time than that. I think to send a statement, to make a statement, the judge should have gave her at least 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like just to show you can't make these kind of mistakes. But when you look at the entire circumstance and how they played it, and how it turned into an accident, and her just grabbing the wrong weapon accidentally, she wasn't gonna get too much more time than that.
Not a good statement, I'll tell you that.
But again, though, that's one officer.
Not a good statement.
That's one officer that got 2 years.
Wow.
But the thing is that officers, you never saw officers, and again, I have to let me give credit where credit is due. You know, because remember, earlier I said Black Lives Matter haven't done anything. But again, I can correct myself. You can't attribute, you know, officers being convicted more to the pressure of Black Lives Matter and them raising awareness around the circumstances. And you could also attribute it to cameras, because this is all on camera. The body camera, yes. You cannot deny the fact that everything is right in your face right here.
Right there.
Because if there wasn't a camera there, then she probably would have just got off scot-free. You know, but you're seeing more and more officers be convicted of crimes because of the camera is on them. If the cameras wasn't there, all of this stuff would be wiped under the rug. So I think it's important to acknowledge the importance of the video, the camera, the evidence, right?
Yeah.
And when you look at the evidence in that situation, I knew she wasn't gonna get that much time. And then all that crying she was doing, from the very beginning, she just bust out, I'm sorry, I shot him. I'm like, you the police. That's what you supposed to shoot people if they, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you respond to shooting somebody. Like,
but you took
you are not the one for the job. For you to be sitting there breaking down like that,
not only you shot him, but you took his life.
You took his life, yeah.
You took his life.
But still,
you know,
she handled the whole situation. The reason why she should have went to jail is because everything she did was unprofessional.
Yeah.
Everything she did was unprofessional all the way through, from the time that she pulled the man over to her grabbing the wrong weapon, to her right after she shot her, for her screaming and hollering like that, doing all that crying and all of that. She was not prepared to be a police officer. So you gotta, you know, you don't only hold her accountable, you gotta hold the
entire force,
the entire institution of policing accountable. Whoever hired her, whoever trained her, and she was a training officer. So the 2 years, that's white privilege. That's all it is.
Wow.
Or, you know, that's police privilege, because any police officer in that manner who went through that circumstance probably would have got that same time based upon what judge it was. But that's definitely white privilege and police privilege.
All right.
But we are seeing, again, my other point is that we are seeing police get convicted at a rate that we've never seen before.
Okay.
You know, so police can't just, one thing police know is that you can't just get away with stuff. And the only reason why it's not that racism is ending or the attitude towards Black people or injustice is ending. The only reason why they being held accountable the way that they are is because the cameras is on them. And we need to go to a break.
Wow. All right, y'all, 30 seconds. Be right back right after this. Gospel Radio Show. Okay. All right, 12 minutes after the hour of 1 o'clock p.m.
Yeah, we had to go to a break because my lips was getting real dry.
Yeah.
So y'all better not. I was talking till my lips dry up.
Dehydration will cause that, you know. All right, y'all. So the U.S. Food and Drug Administration issued an alert last Friday. The products at hundreds of Family Dollar stores could potentially contaminate it due to unsanitary conditions at one of the company's distribution facilities.
What?
Yeah, and
Family
D. Yeah, Family D.
Hold on, you said that there was what now?
That's what I said.
Contaminated food at Family Dollar. And what was the items? What was the items, right?
An FDA inspection at a distribution facility in West Memphis, Arkansas, in January, this past January, found unsanitary conditions, including a rodent infestation that could cause many of the products such as foods and medicines to be contaminated.
Okay.
Yes.
A rodent.
Yes.
Infestation.
Yes.
So the mice and the rats is just running wild.
They running wild.
They're tearing up everything.
Yeah.
And they little nasty bacteria that they're leaving.
Yes. You didn't
cause a sickness.
Yes. You didn't let me finish this. I was trying to finish.
I'm sorry. I was just like, wow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay.
I was really excited.
Yes.
I apologize.
That's okay. That's all right.
I'm quick to draw.
Yes. So the products were purchased from January 2nd, 2021 through the present and shipped to hundreds of stores across the U.S., including Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, Missouri, Memphis, and Tennessee. Family Dollar has issued a voluntary recall for the products, citing the numerous hazards associated with rodents infestation.
Man, they be killing me with these fake recalls.
All right.
Everything that a person bought, they done ate it already.
Sorry, guys.
Everything that a person was gonna use, they done used it already.
Sorry.
Now you talking about a recall?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Quit playing with people with intelligence.
Well, there you go. It's just in.
So just basically, everybody who's been shopping at
yeah.
So what needs to happen is that everybody who's been shopping at Family Dollar for whatever time that they said that this contamination and this rodent infestation was going on.
Yeah.
They all need to do a class action lawsuit from that time, from whatever time period started to right now.
More than 1,000.
All you're gonna need is a receipt from Family Dollar.
More than 1,100 dead rodents were recovered from the facility following fumigation at the facility in January 2022.
100.
The FDA said.
Yeah, so if they say it's 100, that means it was like 300 because they never tell you the real number. Ugh. Oh God, yeah. Oh man, I hate rodents.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Most people do, but I hate rodents.
Yeah.
Like,
all right.
Mice, rats, roaches, any of that stuff.
Yes.
Bugs, any of that. I can't.
Yeah. Okay.
I know. Unfortunately, I do know people who live comfortably with those circumstances. There are people who are living in poverty, and this is their way of life. So I'm not gonna just talk bad about anybody because some people's circumstances be different than the others.
Yes.
But in these warehouses and stuff like that,
yes,
on the level of a Family Dollar, there's no way they should allow that level of infestation of rodents
for that long. For that long. That's right.
That's why I say that they need to look at from the time that they're stating that this happened till now.
Yes.
And they need to get a class action lawsuit for everybody in them states. And all they should be able to do is produce a receipt or two, to say that during this time I shopped here and I experienced this or that or the other, or even if they didn't experience something like that.
Yes.
It's like if I pull a pistol out and I shoot at your head and I miss, right? Dude, I still pulled the gun out and shot at you. That's attempted murder, right?
Intent to kill.
If I miss.
Oh, absolutely.
Or, and that's how I feel when they be having these situations. It's like, you didn't poison the people, but you said I was an accident.
That's right.
Or if you get sick, you don't know, people get sick all the time. It should be some type of recourse for when they have these recalls.
That's right.
And they should have some type of penalty associated with these companies having these recalls, because every time you sit here and you allow food to be contaminated on that level, and when it's hitting all these different states, now all these different consumers are consuming, what you are recalling, there should be some type of penalty, because to me it's like pulling a gun out and shooting at me and you miss.
Yeah.
Now maybe I didn't die from it, but you still jeopardized me. You still put me in danger.
That's right.
And there should be some level of responsibility that's associated with that type of irresponsibility.
Reckless use of a weapon. That's right. That's right, for sure. Good afternoon. My nephew Zoris is on. Hi, nephew. Love you so much. Yes, that's very true. That's very true. You're putting my health in danger. Yeah, that's very true.
That's just not cool. So and it's like every, and we be on the recalls heavy.
Oh my God.
For the last 9 years, we've had so many, we've exposed so many recalls and contamination where the FDA has allowed all of these things to go through, right? And then next thing you know, people are dying from this stuff, or it's a class action lawsuit from this stuff. But the FDA was the one who was supposed to check this stuff in on the front end.
That's right.
How do you even let it get to that point if you going through the FDA, which is the regulatory body to make sure that these companies are held to a certain standard with their inspection?
Right.
How do you sit here and allow over a rodent infestation over a corporate entity that supplies that many goods throughout our nation? You don't have a tighter process on making sure that people, consumers, are protected.
As we always say, somebody got to be held accountable. Somebody.
Yeah, but I'm saying though.
Yes.
Look at the insult.
Yes,
right?
I get it.
The insult is, you talk about we recalling all this stuff. How you gonna recall something that people that already
used? And
how you gonna recall something
have already consumed,
that people that already digested and processed in their body?
Right.
How you look? Come on, man.
It's
how
already
you gonna recall?
It's already too late. Yeah.
Good plan.
I get it.
So
I get it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
But the bigger problem is that everybody talking about the FDA. The FDA is the one who allows all these things to happen.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Right.
What is the FDA doing when you are seeing all of these poisonous things that are happening to people's food and things that we're processing and consuming? Taxpayer dollars are going towards funding the FDA.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? And their job is to protect consumers.
Yeah.
But then 2-3 years later down the line, then they come up with a recall. And then the FDA say we found out that this happened. Why didn't you find this out on the front end?
For sure. All right, so here's another one. 3 popular powdered infant formulas recently linked bacterial contaminations are being recalled in the U.S. after 4 babies were hospitalized, including one who died, according to U.S. health officials. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration issued a warning on last Thursday to parents about the formulas manufactured at an Abbott plant in Michigan, identified as certain lots of Similac, how you pronounce that word? Alimentin and Elecare. The agency said among the reports of illness, one of the cases involved Salmonella.
Salmonella, yeah.
And 3 involved Campylobacter, a rare but dangerous germ that can cause blood infections and other serious complications.
Now again,
this is too much.
Now what you have to remember,
OMG.
Right? What you have to remember is that they're only telling you what they want you to know.
What they want you to know.
So if they telling you it's this many, then you know it's way more than that, because they're never gonna give you the accurate amount, because they've been lying to you in the first place. So why would you think they're gonna tell you the truth now? It just got to a point where it's getting so big that they have to try to get ahead of it, because they know that through Similac, they've been poisoning babies for a way longer time than what they're telling you right
now. So the FDA is investigating complaints of 4 infants, right, from 3 states. all 4 cases related to these complaints were hospitalized, as I mentioned. Abbott, one of the country's largest infant formula makers, is recalling all potentially affected products. Now, the recall affects certain products with the expiration dates of April 1st, 2022 or later. So if you have these, right, that's coming up. If you have this product now, stop using it now.
Look, man, the damage already
is already done. So stop using it now.
The damage is already done. And it's going to be, when it comes down to it, you're going to see a class action lawsuit.
Going across your TV screen.
Going across the TV screen.
Oh, my God.
If you was drinking baby pie.
Right. If your baby drinking this milk. Right.
This Similac.
You could,
at this time,
you can be compensated.
You can be compensated.
OMG.
But let's go back to the fact that the FDA have allowed for a substance like this to be on the market for the term and the period that and don't get me wrong, for those of us who know about health stuff, we've always said that Similac, right? We wasn't raising our babies up on no Similac. You know what I'm saying? We knew that powdered milk was the worst thing. So what's the best thing? Breastfeed.
Right.
Women have breastfeed so that they can feed their baby.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know they be doing all the other stuff, shaking them all and getting a couple of dollars.
Dennis.
Dennis. I'm sorry.
Dennis.
But the breast is to feed the baby.
You said the breast is the best.
The breast is the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude,
you
man.
Crazy.
I want to pump them all up and put them bras on and go out and try
Dennis,
show cleavage.
Dennis.
Feed your baby.
Get back to the story.
Okay.
You crazy.
Jeez.
But yes, that's right. Similac is awful.
It's awful.
Now it's contaminated, as you can see.
Think about how they conditioned us to stop doing everything that's natural and then to purchase all of these contaminated products that's possibly destroying us. And then you don't even have no idea what the result of this has been and how detrimental it has been because they're not telling you the whole truth. Bottom line. So all the women, if you're having babies, get back, take care of your body, eat healthy, and breastfeed your baby.
Wow, this is amazing.
You sitting here just making up some powdered mess that you don't even know what it is because they keep telling us that this is what we're supposed to do.
And because it's free and it's coming from WIC. Remember WIC? Is WIC still? Does WIC still exist?
No, probably.
I mean, no, just
I just heard a lady talk about something.
I mean,
because don't they get like a WIC check?
WIC checks, yeah.
Yeah, I just saw a lady in the store.
I mean, no disrespect, but I mean,
no disrespect, but don't sit here.
It's contaminated
again.
As you can see, it has bacterial infection.
So if you've been a student of people like Farrakhan and Bobby Hemmett and Dr. Valentine and Dr. Sebi and Dick Gregory, like, if you've really been listening to like I was raised up on like the Black scholars, right? Which we never really we never really do our fact checking through Black scholars. We always allow, other sources of information to be what the standard for how we look at things are. We don't never really do the study. Our foundational study is not coming from Black scholars. It's mostly coming from European scholars, right? And if you are a person who knows about the Black scholars and have studied under them, like Dr. Carter and all of them, they've been telling us about this stuff for years. They've been training us about all these unnatural things for years and saying how these unnatural things are going to hurt us in the future, hurt our children, how it's going to change the manner in which we think, we operate. When you're putting unnatural things into your body, these things are not only affecting you, they're affecting you biologically. They're affecting you within your genetic makeup. It's changing the way. It's like when you start eating seedless fruit. That means that's not that it didn't come out the ground. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that it's being produced in a laboratory or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like we have just allowed all of these unnatural things to go on for too long and unchecked, and we don't come from our foundation of our elders with who have always presented us with the ways to strengthen ourselves, take care of ourselves, and live. Grandmama recipes, granddaddy recipes, All of those things are things that we should be holding true to, but no. As soon as the white man say, take this, we take it. And then next thing you know, now you growing an extra finger.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Now you sitting here sick with some type of illness or something like that. Now all these different viruses and bacteria is coming out.
Okay. Well, all right. So the FDA is advising parents and caregivers not to use Similac, Alimentum, or Elecare powdered infant formulas if the first two digits of the code are 22 through 37, and the code on the container contains K8, SH, or Z2, and the expiration date is 4/1/22 or later. Or I would say before. I mean, if you got it now,
why would they just
don't use it now?
Why would they just say stop drinking all Similac?
Right, I would just say now.
Why wouldn't they just remove all Similac off the market?
Right.
If it's a hazard to your baby, and you talking about some, well, if it got 2.2 and 2.1 on there, then don't use that one. But if it got 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, it's okay. Nah, man. So you should just remove all of that mess off of the shelves now.
I'm just reading the news story.
I love the babies.
I love the kid. I love the kid. I'm just reading the news story, Dennis. Watching.
All right, I'm sorry.
All right. But this is all. This is all on.
This is me off.
This is all on our Facebook page. You can check it out. All right. But yes, this is like something serious, y'all. Like,
you know how serious it is.
Yeah.
And then you got all these people that's in poverty. You know what I'm saying? They do get weak and all of that stuff. Those are people who primarily use formula.
Yes. Yeah.
And you know, and Similac and all that.
Yeah.
You know, and then if a woman have not already been in the prepared state to breastfeed, it ain't like they can just start breastfeeding.
But what about parents that are not able to breastfeed though?
I mean, but you gotta find something healthier than a Similac when you look at the fact that it's poisoning your body. So I mean, what is the healthy alternative?
Yeah.
What's the healthy alternative?
I'm curious.
And why? And what is the reason why women can't breastfeed? You know, what's that part?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But again, if you do have a woman who can't breastfeed, because obviously she shouldn't be the alternative to breastfeeding should not be Similac.
Yeah.
When it's giving you bacteria that's killing your babies off or creating sickness and illness. The biggest issue is that they're not telling you the whole story. They're just giving you the bare minimum of the story.
Right.
If you were to do a more in-depth scientific research on what Similac is probably doing to affect the health of children, you're probably going to find out that it's more extensive than what they're telling you because they're never going to tell you the truth.
Wow.
They're going to give you bits and pieces of it. And just like they said, well, now you got to go to the can, you got to look for the 002.
Yeah, those two numbers.
Yeah, the K on the front of it and all of that. Come on, man.
And it's a rare but dangerous germ that can cause blood infections and other serious complications.
How do a rare and dangerous germ get into a baby form?
No idea.
Maybe the rodents jumped in there.
Oh, Dennis, from Family Dollar. So if you gonna drink Similac, don't get it from Family Dollar. All right.
Maybe the rodents.
Oh no. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. But
so okay. On the other news.
Okay.
News over here.
All right. 30 minutes after the hour of 1:00 p.m. So all right.
So
what?
Queen Elizabeth. You heard about the Queen? All hail to the Queen.
No. What about her?
Do you actually recognize her as a queen?
What about her?
Well, Queen Elizabeth, or Beth. What is it? Elizabeth or Elizabeth?
What about it, Dennis?
I'm just trying to get the proper pronunciation. I don't want to mess up the lady's name.
Queen Elizabeth.
Okay, Queen Elizabeth.
Yes.
Tested positive for COVID-19 on Sunday.
Did.
And is experiencing mild cold-like symptoms. Buckingham Palace said, adding that she still plans to carry on working. I mean, she just gonna keep spreading it around. The diagnosis prompted concern and get well wishes from across Britain's political spectrum for the famously stoic 95-year-old, Britain's longest reigning monarch, and a fixture in the life of the nation. The Queen reached the milestone of 70 years on the throne on February 6th, the anniversary of the 1952 death of her father, King George VI. She will turn 96 on April 21st.
Portia said the prince gave it to her.
Because he did have it. He did have it. They said the palace said the queen, who has been fully vaccinated and had a booster shot, will continue with light duties at Windsor Castle over the coming week. She will continue to receive medical attention and will follow all appropriate guidelines, the palace said. And then it says the people in the UK who test positive for COVID-19 are now required to self-isolate for at least 5 days, although the British government says it plans to lift that requirement for England next week. And then just said both the Queen's eldest son, Prince Charles, 73, and her 74-year-old daughter-in-law, Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, contracted COVID-19 earlier this month. Charles has since returned to work. There are also thought to be several recent virus cases amongst staff at Windsor Castle, where the Queen is staying. All right. But you know it's all good because COVID over with next month.
What makes you say that?
That's what they keep saying. They keep saying no more masks next month.
Well,
COVID is going at an all-time decline.
All right.
And that we could get back. It's over with next month.
Well, I see here they're talking about a fourth COVID vaccination shot.
Now the Queen that had the booster shot, the regular shot, and a shot on top of a shot, and she still got the virus.
Well, I'm hearing about a fourth shot. So,
what are they saying about the fourth shot?
Are they talking about?
Hold on, is it FDA approved? That was a joke. Of course it is.
You tell me.
Everything that's toxic and being recalled is FDA approved. Just imagine, everything that's recalled was FDA approved.
Looks like they was trying to hurry up and be the king and queen. What was they? Somebody else? Yeah.
Think about that. Everything that's FDA approved, everything that was recalled was FDA approved first. Ain't that something? Don't you think that's fascinating? So, okay. Fourth vaccination, that's FDA approved. Tell me about it. Come on, go.
All right, so with the surge of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus subsiding around the country, questions continue to swirl about the future of the pandemic in the U.S.
So it said, with the surge, we'll say it again, read that one more time.
With the surge of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus subsiding.
What does subsiding mean?
It's going down.
So it's going to be over next month.
It's going down.
Okay, all right, continue. Yeah, you're on a roll. You're doing great.
I know I'm on a roll.
You're doing good.
But that don't mean it's not over.
Hey, that's what they said.
I know that's what they said.
It's subsiding.
It's subsiding.
All of a sudden, it's subsiding.
So that means that we ain't got to wear our masks no more?
They're talking about ending the mask.
I know. The mask mandate.
All across the country.
Yes, and the mask mandate all across the country. It's going to be over with. All right. So that means that they, okay, so they're saying that they're talking about, they're asking, will it be necessary about a fourth,
I went black. Hold on, y'all. I'll be back. I went black. Bad thing. Technical difficulties.
A fourth vaccination. All right. So while Dennis get his phone back on.
They don't tell all the business.
A fourth COVID vaccination shot. Will it be necessary? With the surge of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus subsiding around the country, questions continue to swirl about the future of the pandemic in the United States. While the cases and the hospitalizations are down, while deaths remain high, exceeding past pandemic peaks. White House and public health leaders have said that they are cautiously optimistic about current trends and planning for a return to normal, the CDC is currently considering revising its guidance on masking. To date, data from the agency shows 92.6 million Americans have received a booster shot of a COVID-19 vaccine. To date, data from the agency shows 92.6 million Americans have received a booster shot of a COVID-19 vaccine, from 214.6 million are fully vaccinated. All right.
How many people fully vaccinated?
214.6 million people.
That's a lot of vaccinations.
Are fully vaccinated.
So I just wonder, just like the Similac,
yeah.
How many people have received Similac, giving their baby Similac? Mm-hmm. Then you look at how many people are receiving booster shots, and I'm being a little facetious and a little sarcastic. But my point is that everybody who received a COVID shot, the COVID shot was FDA approved, like everything else that be recalled every single month.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry. Is that a question?
No, it's just a statement.
What was your statement again?
The statement and observation is that
mm-hmm.
Year after year after year, we've been reporting for like 9 years now, mm-hmm. and we reported on every recall that you can imagine. Mm-hmm. Correct.
Question say you got a point.
we reported on every recall, uh-huh. right?
Yeah.
Over and over again, and every time that we reported on a recall, mm-hmm. the things that we reported on, they were all FDA approved, right? Mm-hmm. So every last one of these COVID shots was FDA approved. Yeah. So I think it would not be unwise to say to maybe project out in the future that there may be a possible recall for everybody who took the Omicron shot or the COVID shot. It's very possible that in 5 years they're gonna be doing a recall saying that if you took this COVID shot, you can possibly be a part of this class action lawsuit.
Okay.
Because that's the trend.
You coming back on?
I'm trying.
For real.
But that is the trend that we've been following.
Okay. Right? So
yeah, that's all. That's it.
Okay. So hopefully not.
I hope not.
I hope not either.
I sincerely hope not.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that if we are going to just look at the fact that everything that's been recalled, my only point is, and this is just a simple observation. Mm-hmm. Everything that's been recalled has come through the FDA.
Okay.
You understand? Am I right or wrong? Right.
Yes.
That's been recalled.
You're right.
FDA.
But
that's it. That's all.
Okay.
That's all I gotta say. I'm back.
All right. All right.
Technical difficulties.
Okay.
I'm black.
You black? You back?
I'm black.
All right. All right, y'all. 40 minutes after the hour of 1:00 p.m. So that was the question. That was the question on the table. Is will it be necessary for the fourth COVID vaccination shot? That's all.
Are you gonna get it?
I didn't even get the third one, so no.
You got the second one though?
No. Yes, I did.
So okay.
I didn't get the third one.
Okay, so let's go through this. So you got the first shot, right?
I got the first and the second one, but not the third one.
So when you got the first one,
mm-hmm.
what happened? Did anything significant happen, or you feeling kind of change in your body?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so you got the first one, and then you went back and got what, a booster shot?
No, I got the no, I didn't get the. I got my first two, but I didn't get the booster.
Okay, you got your first two.
I got my first two, but I didn't get the third one.
So the first one was really a two-part shot, right?
Right.
So you had to take one shot, then you had to go back and take another
mm-hmm.
one, and then they came back with another one and another one.
Right.
Or did they come back with a booster and then another one?
I didn't get the booster.
So, but they came back with the booster shot, then they came back with a whole another shot for the Omicron, or was it a booster on top of a booster?
The booster and then this fourth one that they're talking about. So I don't know.
Oh man. Dude, ain't no way I'm gonna let nobody stick me with those needles all the time, over and over again.
But I know. But I know what I am doing though.
And then the Queen and Buckingham and everybody else just got. Everybody got boosters on top of boosters. They still get COVID.
But I know what I am doing though. Of course, she said the third one made a difference and felt the difference, and it made me feel real tired, kind of like I had COVID. Oh wow! All right, but I know what I am doing though, and it makes me feel. I feel a difference.
What?
I take a lot more vitamins.
Oh yeah, but you couldn't just take vitamins in the first place.
I mean, I take vitamins anyway, but I'm just saying. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not even take vitamins.
Again, my point is, it's not but I'm not practical to think that you may be seeing a class action lawsuit on COVID shots in the near future.
But neither am I. And we're not telling people to not take. Let's just clear the air.
I ain't saying that.
We're not discouraging people.
I'm not discouraging anybody from anything. I just know it's over with next month. Right. That's all I know. So everything is all is well. It's over with next month.
Again, let's just say this. If you feel that it's still safe to get vaccinated, please, by all means, get vaccinated. If you feel that you don't want to be vaccinated, don't get vaccinated. All right.
If you feel like it may be a class action lawsuit in 5 years, get prepared.
Right. All right.
It probably will be.
But we are not judging. If you it's your choice. At the end of the day, it is your choice. Yeah. All right.
But in all seriousness, I'll just talk a little bit.
It's your life and it's your choice.
In all seriousness, this is a very serious issue.
Yes, it is.
And I'm very motivated to see what the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years will bring forth as far as what the real results of these vaccinations have been, because you got to understand vaccinations, you have to test them over a 10 to 15 to almost 20-year period. Mm-hmm. You don't know what the real result of the vaccination is until you're 5, 10, 15 years into it.
And that's why, again,
so this is you got a whole nother generation that this is going to play out through before you can really look at, okay, this is what the result of those vaccinations were.
And that's why, again, I was very doubtful in getting the first 2 vaccinations because I was like, well, where did the vaccination come from? When it first came out, all of a sudden it just dropped out the sky pretty much. I'm like, okay, how did they come up with the vaccination so fast when COVID first hit? But I heard that researchers were working on it all along. Which I wasn't aware of.
There'd be so much misinformation.
Okay.
But I just didn't like the fact that.
I mean, were they working on it all along?
I didn't like what I did not like about this whole thing with COVID and with the vaccination is that the scientific information has not been something that's been readily available, and it has not been on the forefront of the discussion of how we. On how this is going to affect us. Mm-hmm. It's just been more like take it or die. Take it or die. Mm-hmm. You don't take it, you're gonna die. And
fear, it was the fear factor.
And fear is, anybody knows about health. Anybody who knows about health knows that fear and anxiety it propels sickness in your body.
And stress.
And fear, anxiety, and stress scientifically increases the risk of all health problems that you can have in your body. Mm-hmm. So for the United States of America and for the world to push a fear campaign around this virus, it didn't do nothing but activate so much more sickness in people because you push the triggers, everything that triggers sickness, you led with that.
That's what triggered it.
You didn't lead with education. You didn't lead with science. Mm-hmm. You didn't lead with the result. You led with fear. Mm-hmm. Take it or die. And any basic scientist or medical professional knows, especially in the holistic practices of medicine, is that when you push fear, anxiety, and stress into a sickness or attach it to a sickness, that kills people.
See, because again, even when you were diagnosed with COVID, the first thing they would tell you is go home and quarantine.
Go home and quarantine.
You didn't tell me what to do when I got home. You just said go home and quarantine.
They put so much fear.
What do I do when I get home? Go home and quarantine.
They didn't tell you, okay, when you go home and quarantine.
Right.
They like if you come out of, if you leave when you come out of quarantine.
Right.
It was like that. They didn't say go home and quarantine and hydrate your body.
Yeah.
Go home and quarantine and increase your vitamin D intake. Go home and quarantine and take these type of supplements, these type of vitamins.
Yeah.
Go home and quarantine and make sure you keep an exercise routine. Go home and quarantine and make sure you work on your mental health and mental wellness, because there's going to be a significant level of mental stress that's going to occur from what we're seeing that's happening with this sickness. You wasn't getting none of that kind of advice.
Guess what I did, Dennis? I came home in quarantine and I ended up in the hospital for 5 days.
Yeah, because you know how many people came home in quarantine and died?
And I didn't know what to do.
Do you know that human beings, okay, now you know, I'm going to use dogs and cats, right? Dogs and cats. What's one thing significant when you have a dog and a cat as a pet? What do dogs and cats like to do?
They like to play. They
like to play. They like you to touch them. They like you to rub them. They like to be interactive. Everything that's alive has to have a level of interaction with others. All species primarily on Earth are not designed to be in isolation.
That's right.
Right? And as human beings, what's the first thing they tell you to do when a child is born? They tell that mother, lay that child on your chest, because that power of that touch, that feeling, that emotion is what's going to help keep this child at a certain place of happiness and balance. Right?
That's right.
The science of us having to be communal and be involved with each other and to touch and to hug and to express each other and to fellowship amongst each other. This is the natural way that human beings are designed. So when you take people who are already, when you're pushing a fear campaign of stress, anxiety, and fear, and then you tell them you got this this virus that's killing everybody, and then you put them in a room by themselves.
Yeah.
Scientifically, how is that the right thing to do when you're promoting wellness and promoting health? So, okay, that was my that was my rant. That was my rant. Anyway, because this stuff is so personal. But to your point, if you feel need be to go and take a fourth vaccination, they are available. But also, I think that if you just really look at, the results of what COVID has created for us, we got to get back to a wellness mindset. We got to get back to a holistically wellness mindset, and we got to decompress from all of this fear that's been instilled in us, so that our bodies can balance out and we can get all of that toxic information out of us, and we can start to reprogram our minds to be healthy again, because we have not received the proper information or education to be in a healthy state of existence. And you're seeing that play out throughout the community, with them just constantly just pushing booster shots and not pushing a wellness program or a wellness lifestyle.
For sure.
Yeah.
Enough said. All right.
Sarai, you got any more interesting Black history quotes over there that we could kind of go out on? Because I think that Hush Puppies thing was like, that was like,
yeah, that was profound. Dope. Yeah. Well, on this day in Black history, unfortunately, back in 1965 on this day, Malcolm X, the civil rights leader, today was the day he was assassinated.
That is absolutely amazing.
57 years ago.
Malcolm X was assassinated
on this day.
Wow. That's so that's so profound.
Yeah, February 21st.
And what else is profound about Black history is that Malcolm X does not get enough recognition for his sacrifice. And he was every bit as great, if not greater than, a Dr. King.
Yes.
And I think if you look at his messaging at the time, and what he stood for, and if you go back word for word for what that man was promoting, nothing that he said was wrong.
Wow.
Even when he felt that he was misled through the Muslim movement.
Okay.
He didn't abandon the Muslim movement, what he did was he corrected himself and he said, I'm going to change direction.
Yes.
And some of the things that I was speaking on in the past, I don't necessarily believe those things anymore. And you just saw his growth and you saw his maturity.
Yeah.
You know, as a black man who stood up and sacrificed for black people, and who was unapologetically black, and who did not promote integration, who did not promote, you know, being submissive, who did not promote, you know, allowing white people to dominate us. It was all about the independence, the collective independence of black people, and that power that existed from our independence, and us not integrating into the same systems to where, you know, they could co-opt us or, you know, entangle us into their ways or the things that they wanted us to be or do. Which you see a lot of that now. But he was pushing a level of independence and security first type of mindset for black people that I think was unprecedented at that time. And I think that, you know, what's going on with Malcolm X, like, again, today is the day that he was assassinated.
Yes.
Have you heard that anywhere else besides us just reading it?
No.
And again, for him to be as significant as he was,
yes,
in the movement and the liberation of black people, I think that that's not good, you know. But again, that's some real, you know, just significant. It's significant. Malcolm X was a very powerful man, and
he was.
I think just the same way that we keep Dr. King legacy alive, you got to keep the spirit and the legacy of a Malcolm X alive as well.
Definitely, for sure. All right.
So thank you for that.
You are absolutely welcome.
Here on Soul of the City.
Soul of the City Gospel Radio Show. And with that being said, I'm gonna go and watch that movie.
What movie?
Malcolm X. I like that movie.
Yeah, Malcolm X was, man.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
I like Dr. King too.
I like that movie.
You know, I think both of them were just iconic.
Yes.
You know,
iconic figures.
But I think that if we have to use them today in the world today.
Yeah.
To you know, from a perspective of study and research and looking at, okay, where were their mistakes made? Where were their successes? You know, what were the successful things that they were promoting, but everybody was going against? And if we look at those things today, they were right then. Or look at the things that they were promoting today, and if we look at the result of today, they were wrong then. You know, like, we got to continue to be a student of our history, of our past, and of our ancestors, so we can be better today. You know,
yes.
And that's one of the reasons why Black History Month is important. Even though Black history should be a part of our lives every single day as Black people.
Yes.
It should be instituted within our families, within our practice. Everything about us as Black people is something that we should be promoting every single day.
Every day.
We are a fantastic people.
Yes.
We are a phenomenal people.
Yes.
You know, we are a foundational people. Things, you know, everything has come and emerged off of the backs and off of the spirit and the soul of Black people. So that's, you know, give yourself that credit, acknowledge yourself as far as how rich and how beautiful our history and our legacy is. Even though you keep seeing all these bad things that we keep being affected by, or the image of bad things. So it's important that Black history is something that's instituted throughout our lives all year round, not just 1 month. But the fact that we do get a month to spotlight the significance and the achievements of Black people is really important, that we use that as our measuring stick, so that we can look at the greatness of us, we can look at the failure in us, and we can do better as we move forward by constantly being a student to who we are and who we were. And that helps us to understand who we're becoming. And
realize that we are worth celebrating too.
Yeah, we are great.
We are worth great. Yes.
In spite of
the
negative conditioning that's been pushed out here to where we see so many tragic things happening amongst Black people.
For sure.
But if you only are looking at that, then you will think that, you know, that we may not be in such a state of promise. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But when you understand our history and how special we are and how foundational we are as Black people, then you'll know, you'll always have that inspiration to know, no, we are somebody. It's something there's something great in all of us if we take the time to search for it and nurture it and act upon it.
That's true.
It's a lot of greatness in us that we're not acting on.
That's
so
true.
If there's something great in you and you're not putting it into action, shame on you.
Shame on you.
Black History Month, I think, is important in that regards, that it constantly reminds us that if we do want to tap into the soul of greatness of who we are, you have that opportunity at any time. God told you.
Yes.
God said, I make thee in my image.
Okay.
So if God makes you, if you're made in the image of God, then what does that mean?
Okay.
That means that you are a creator.
Oh, look at you.
And if you don't create it, it's not going to come about.
Oh, look at you.
I say salute to all of the greatness that exists within Black people. And let's keep on studying and keep on learning and keep on looking at where our failures and our successes were so we could be better today.
Okay.
And tomorrow.
Portia said, Nina Simone says that last saying that we are young, gifted, and Black. And speaking of that, today is Nina Simone's birthday. Wow. She was born in 1933. And that was her last saying, young, gifted, and Black. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Hit it on the nose, Portia Elaine. Thank you so much for that. All right, with that being said, unfortunately, the Soul of the City Gospel Radio Show is going off 1 hour early.
1 hour early today.
Sorry.
We have some work to do. I have some work to do.
Yes.
We'll be black. Next week, we'll be black.
We'll be black. We'll be black.
I get that from Homer Blow.
We'll be black.
I'll be right black.
We'll be black. We'll be back on next Monday, if God say the same. All right. But continue, y'all, if you have not done so. Oh, just so you all know. So there was a glitch, not on our end, but the Android phone devices had a bug.
Oh yeah.
The Android phone devices had a bug on their end. So the app is back up and running.
The app is black.
The app is back up and running. Don't get me tongue twisted. It's back up and running. So if you have not downloaded the app, it's back up and running. It's HD Radio Online. It's one word, HD Radio Online. Go to your Play Store, HD Radio Online. All right. Please download the app. Do it now, and you can listen to us 24/7 for the very best in gospel music. All right. Join us next Monday, if God says the same. You can review this show again on YouTube under Soul of the City Gospel Radio Show. You can subscribe to our channel at HD Higher Dimension Gospel Radio. All right, Dennis, enjoy your day.
You as well.
All right, y'all, be blessed and keep it locked. Keep it here.